Now then, for the past 48 hours or so, you've been loyally sending the questions in for the guys, so let's go through as many as we can. Quick fire if we can. James Payne says, which one player should the top four try to bring in this summer? If you could pick one and make it realistic if you can. Obviously not Messi.
All around the world, you mean? Yeah. Anywhere? Okay.
Who's the one player you might say
Bale.
could be
Bale,
available?
United.
Bale.
United.
Bale to Chelsea.
Bale to Leicester.
Good point. Peter Anderson, what do Newcastle need to do to get back challenging? Could Vieira be the answer?
I hope so.
Challenging?
I'm gutted that he's going there, to be honest.
I don't know what he
Arsenal
means
legend.
challenging for.
Mid-table.
Well, the fact that their chairman's come out and said, that's it, I'm here to win something, I'm going to do. He seems like he's got some intent there. So if that's the case, you have to say that Newcastle might have a good chance to do something.
Turn a corner.
They need a
team.
A team. Yeah, they probably need 5, 6, 7 players. I think from the team that I saw last year, they obviously need a new manager. Doesn't look like John Carver's going to stay. I was actually quite impressed with what Mike Ashley said. Actually, I hope he just backs his words up with actions now.
Yeah. Don Evans, can you still classify the Premier League as the best?
I do.
I think in depth. I think
Yeah.
if you look at our teams again, look at Leicester. You know,
Exactly.
6 weeks ago they're down, then they went on that run. I don't think in any of the league a team could do that with the intensity of the league it is. That's why I think the whole league, the 20 teams, now you could say they're the bottom club on any given day.
Spanish league's the best league.
You think?
Ours might be, ours is the most competitive and possibly as entertaining.
That's what I go for.
But come on, the Spanish,
No, I
they
agree,
would. The success rate in the Champions League is phenomenal. The success rate in the Europa League, a competition we get nowhere near, because everyone says, oh, there's only 2 teams.
Yeah.
Every year they win the Europa League almost.
I just don't think a bottom half team or a mid-table team like Stoke
but they can
could
all
beat one of the top teams like 6. I think the strength and depth of our league, Real Madrid, Barca better, Seville won the, but if you're looking at Leicester, they battered United 5-3. I can't see anybody battering Real Madrid or Barca.
No, that doesn't happen because they all play the same way.
Different leagues.
They all play the same way, and the big teams are much better at it. Whereas here, you get a bit of that, and you get the teams that are a bit more. They'll play really play defensively. No one does that in Spain. They all play the same way because that's the way they believe football should be played. Therefore, the teams that are better invariably win, and they won't play that defensive way. It's not in their makeup.
Ian, Josh Taylor asks, can you see in Theo Walcott a bit of Thierry Henry?
No.
Thank you, Ian. No, not at all.
No, I think they're totally 2 different players. Thierry's unbelievable specimen, and everything about him. Fantastic, phenomenal football. Theo is a very, very quick, very athletic, very left-footed kind of quick player. He's not the same kind of player, but for me, if he was moved maybe 6, 7 years ago and taught how to be a striker straight up the top there, I think he could have been an amazing striker.
Alex Sams asks, what factor, Phil, is more important for success, squad coherence or individual talent?
Well, you need talent, because Liverpool wouldn't have finished second last year without individual talent in Suarez, but there definitely needs to be a cohesion in the squad. You see it with Real Madrid now. They look a team of individuals, and they look like a team that don't play together. Where Barcelona,
they're not brought together like Messi brings Barcelona together. Ronaldo keeps them separate because he celebrates on his own.
No, well, you see Barcelona's front three, even though they're great individuals, they do tend to work together. They square the passes, and I prefer a team that plays together with maybe 1 or 2 great individuals and a team of maybe Galacticos, really.
Here's a good one from Paul Scholl. Rob, if you could make a 5-a-side team out of current Premier League players, who gets in it?
Wow.
5-a-side.
Why do you pick one each?
So,
who's yours?
Goalkeeper, De Gea. This year.
Just right now.
Well, not ever.
While you can, before he goes.
I'll put John Terry.
Is it this season?
Yeah.
De Gea.
I'll go
John Terry in the 5-a-side team?
Yeah, I'll put John Terry at the back in the 5-a-side team, yeah.
Okay.
Hazard.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Sanchez.
Fabregas.
That's 5.
That's 5, yeah.
That'll do, won't it?
Done. It's not a bad team.
Yeah.
It's all right.
There's goals in there.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam Clark, who's your favourite player that you've played with?
I played half a game with Maradona.
Yeah.
That is a That's how old I am.
He's turned off after the messy stuff, to be honest.
But to be perfectly honest, no, picking someone that you seriously played with a lot. I played with some great players, Brian Robson, Glenn Hoddle, people like that. But I would probably go for selfish reasons, one Peter Beardsley.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
It was just so good to, just gel.
Absolutely. Bergkamp.
I thought you were going to say Gaza then, but you're going Beardo.
No, Gazza was an unbelievable player,
Yeah.
but he used to drive me mad.
Yeah.
He was so good that he'd only give it you if you knew you had no choice but to give it you straight back. He was,
Sign of a good player.
but he could play.
Righty?
Oh, he could play.
Bergkamp, man, it was
Dennis?
amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I remember when he signed for the club, I literally could not wait to get to training. It was like first day of school stuff, and he weren't disappointing. He was so professional. It was amazing, like what Cantona done at your gaff.
That hat trick
You know what I
at Leicester, Righty.
I know.
And Bergkamp.
Jesus, it was amazing. But like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Everything about him.
Phil?
Ronaldo. I saw Ronaldo at the start, so you see what effort, used to...
Is it true that story about the players telling the manager on the plane home?
Yeah, Sporting Lisbon, he ripped John O'Shea.
He's the best player ever to play in the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
our
good.
training ground
Where
was
he's
probably
reached.
a mile around the training ground. He used to, every day, just jog around it, doing his skills, look at DVDs, come in, perfect it. I mean, and he was young at the time. It's sensational. The best it's ever been.
Tony Naylor crew.
He'll be pleased with that, I would have thought.
Great lad.
Yeah.
But I've got to go two guy. Blackburn.
Oh, yeah.
Sensational.
You can only have one.
Yeah, I've done I've done two guy. No, because two guy was my midfield partner really. He was
But he
brilliant.
loves that.
Two guy.
Are you the
I'd
best
done his
player
running
he
for him.
Nice one.
I'd done his running for him. Two guys, sensational.
Yeah.
I did his running.
Nice.
Gabby asks, should Gareth Bale come home?
Yes.
Yes.
No, not for me.
Depends on his circumstances, and his body language is not great at the moment. He looks a little bit
So unhappy.
nervous, and things are not quite happening for him on the pitch. But he's at Real Madrid, and it's wherever you go from there, it's a backward step. So
The noises at the moment are that he wants to stay, aren't
if
they?
he wants to stay and stick it out, I
Good
admire
luck to him. Yeah.
He's a great player, and you've got to remember at the moment he's playing in that side, and he had a fabulous first season.
Yeah.
Things have not really gone for him
No.
this season. The crowd got on his back a little bit. That affects your confidence. But he can turn that round. And also, don't forget, he's playing out of position, really, because he plays where Ronaldo plays.
Yes.
That's his best position. So, things can change in time. But it'd be great to have him back in the
I'd
Premier
love
League
to
on a
see
selfish.
him back.
Selfish.
I'd love to see him back.
I want him
how
to be
he
a
was.
success. I
Yeah.
don't want him to come back now, because his first season was great, not so good this season. So it still scored
Great
17
talent,
goals.
great
And
talent.
I want him to do well again. I want him to set the place alight. I think he needs to toughen up a little bit. It's tough out there, and this is a great learning curve for him.
You want to see the Gareth Bale plays for Wales now? They got Belgium doing the 12th. When he plays for Wales, he is sensational.
You say toughen up, Phil. I don't know what more he can do. He's got. You
I think
see
he's got to
Suarez.
take
The way
Ronaldo on.
Suarez was,
I think he's got to
good.
take
Yeah,
him off.
good luck in that dressing room.
No,
you know
but,
what I mean?
but sometimes, Righty, I think, you see Ronaldo's, but I think you've got to take him. He's
Who
every
took
bit-
Ronaldo on the night dress? Anybody?
Well, no need to, because he was young.
Right.
He was young, he was a baby,
It's
so...
a different kind of scenario. If he takes Ronaldo on in that dressing room, that gets out into the papers and everything, they're going to say that
I would say
it's
take
not
him
going
on.
to work out
You know
for
the
him.
passes where he missed and Ronaldo... I think he's got to score and say, I'm the man. I'm the man now. Ronaldo's up there. I want his pedestal. I want him to
Might
kick on.
Benitez be a help or not, do you think, coming in as manager to Bale's situation?
The only way that Bale's going to do okay is when Ronaldo accepts him as his teammate and he's equal to help him.
Or
Like
leaves.
how Messi helped Suarez when Suarez came in after the amount of months he was out. You could see them literally feeding him the ball, trying to get his confidence going. If they get Bale going, he's amazing.
Yeah,
He's amazing. And they've just not helped him enough for me, the dressing room. Chelsea's dressing room would be brilliant for him.
There's a particular question here for you, Rob, from Adam Virgo. Does Robbie still need ID to get into nightclubs in Brighton?
I went
he
down
does
loan.
need socks.
I went there for a month on loan, and I was refused entry. Unbelievably, because I'm one of the most famous men in Britain.
Oh, it wasn't on age grounds,
One of the
no.
most recognisable faces.
Yeah, incredible.
Did you say, Rob, are you
Yeah.
winding me up?
I looked at him.
You know who I am.
You've got to do that. Do you know who I am?